Alright, welcome to the channel everyone. My name is Layton and this is the Dorm Room. We're going to be focusing on all things movies, television series, and trailer breakdowns. And first up we got The Ones Who Live. I'm a big Walking Dead fan. I've been waiting for this show for quite a while and it was my most anticipated out of the spin-offs that they announced. Other than that though, our channel is going to focus mainly on Marvel content and also DC. But let's get the video started out with a bang. Alright, to start the trailer out, we got Michonne right here coming out of some type of barn with her sword. I think this is going to be kind of close to the time that the show left off when we saw her in her samurai gear. Right after that, we see her walking with a few of these new members of her group. We got a short person here, and then I can't really tell what this guy looks like. It looks to be a bald man carrying some type of cart with their equipment or something that they may be going out to scavenge for. And then we see Michonne looking at the big cruise ship, which we already saw. Just some quick shots of Michonne, but this is an interesting one right here. We see Michonne with thousands, maybe even millions, maybe not millions, but thousands and thousands of walkers here. This is definitely kind of where the show left off because we see her in the exact outfit from the last episode we saw her in. And then we see her fire some type of arrow or harpoon into this with some kind of like explosive device on it to attract the walkers. I'm not sure what she's trying to do here, if she's trying to get away from the walkers or if she's trying to lead them maybe to the CRM. Um, Next, we get this shot of Rick sitting on this park bench type thing here. And this shot is one that has been interesting to a lot of people. If you zoom in on the figure here, a lot of people are thinking that's Travis from Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know how many of you guys watched Fear, but Travis, spoiler warning, Travis fell out of a plane after getting shot and he he died. I mean, to our knowledge, they never showed him die coming from the helicopter, but I mean, it's implied that if you get shot and fall from that high, like you're not going to survive it. Personally, I think this is just Rick. Although it does look a lot like Travis from the back, they both kind of have similar hair, the boots, the jeans. I don't see a reason why they would bring Travis into this. It would be kind of cool, but I mean, I think it'd be kind of dumb because I think there's no way he would have survived that fall. And then we get some kind of similar scenes to the ones that we have saw in the past of Rick kind of clearing out these walkers with the mask and this type of like sword stick thing he has. This is him doing work for the CRM, obviously. I think they may be in some kind of like burn pit because this walker right here looks totally burnt down to like flesh. I could be wrong about that, but the interesting thing to me is that I think you guys have probably noticed in none of the trailers, like these shots right here have not shown Rick's left hand. Uh, if you guys know the comics, Rick actually lost his hand in the comics, and like again right here where he's sitting down, it only shows his right hand, and I don't know. I'm thinking that he may lose it in this. I don't know if the CRM's gonna cut it off as some kind of like punishment for something, or if he's gonna have to cut it off because he got bit or whatever. But it'll just be interesting to see how they do that in this show, in spite of how they did it in the comics. And then directly after that, we cut to a shot of Michonne again with the little person from earlier. And she has that phone that Rick left for her with the Japanese writing on it. And this guy tells her that it means believe a little bit longer. And the funny thing about this is that they actually changed like the drawing on the phone from the last time we saw it. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like any type of Easter egg or anything. They probably just didn't think people would really notice. And I guess it's not like something you're supposed to really care about. Like, it's just supposed to fly over your head. And then we got a new CRM officer that we have not seen before. I think her name is Thorn, maybe her last name. But she's telling Rick thank you because, as you guys know, Rick tried to get away, and she's saying thank you for showing her that you can't get away. And that kind of just shows how powerful the CRM really is, and that they can really find or recover anyone or anything that they need. Then we see one of the military generals, I'm guessing. I'm not sure if this is correct, but on the trailer it says his name is Okafor. Could be totally wrong, don't quote me on that. But he's saying that this is the most powerful military on the planet, which is definitely true. They're the biggest group we've ever seen. And if you wait a little bit, I'm pretty sure it shows us that the CRM has definitely been in this world since the start of the apocalypse, which is something that was always theorized. The helicopter Rick saw in the first couple episodes, uh, it was theorized that that was the CRM, and people even theorized that uh, they could have been watching Rick this whole time, which I don't really believe that because people are thinking that he's immune to the virus, but I just don't think that's true, and I think if that was the case, it'd be kind of similar to The Last of Us in a way, which wouldn't be good for the franchise, I'd say. We get my favorite shot out of all of the promos that they release, where we get Rick and General Beale sitting down on this bench talking to each other. The cool thing about this part is the dialogue they have between each other. General Beale basically asks Rick, why are you here? Do you want to die or do you want to kill? And Rick looks back, and it shows some quick scenes throughout that, and then it builds up this silence, and it's like, look me in my eyes, sir, and you tell me. Like, it just reminds me of like that season 6, season 7 Rick that was just absolutely nuts. And like, even back when he was like when he bit the guy's neck and ripped his throat out, like, it just reminds me of that Rick that was off the hinges. Then we see these large formations of soldiers, I'm guessing, or walkers somehow, and then this helicopter flying over towards this burning city over here. Um, Not sure exactly what this is, if this is supposed to be towards the start of the apocalypse, maybe. I don't really know. I can't imagine that's what that is, if those are all soldiers. But maybe it is. Maybe this is the real military at the very beginning, and they're all getting ready to go into the city. I don't know. I think that's a stretch. But if not, this could be them going to a community and just absolutely obliterating it. As we saw in the spin-off show, they are not afraid to kill a whole community. They are pretty good at covering it up, however. They usually, I think they blew the walls up and then let just a ton of walkers in, which it was interesting, but it's just crazy to see how much power they have behind their group and just how they can back that up so easily. And then we cut into maybe the most interesting shot out of the whole trailer. We see a city being bombed, and what is significant about this scene is that this right here proves to us that the CRM has been a player in this since the very start of the apocalypse. If you remember the beginning of the series, it was said that they bombed the cities, and as you saw in Fear, if you watched it, they bombed that city that they were living in. And that is just crazy to me because that confirms that they were behind the bombings in the city. Um, we'll just have to see how they play that out. I'm guessing, I'm going to say that it was just kind of the military, and then that's how the CRM began, because we obviously know a lot of those people are military personnel. And we go through a bunch of quick scenes. We get a scene of Michonne with these tents behind her. And I watched another video. If you guys have ever watched the PT channel, uh, he makes great videos. I've pulled a little bit of information about this scene from him. There was actually a set that they had shown. I'm not sure what building it was, but it said something about how there was going to be a bunch of tents in it that they had set up. And this was one of the biggest sets they had for this show. So obviously something big is going to be happening there. Not sure what it is. Maybe this could be a stretch, but maybe it's towards the end of the series, and this is where Michonne and Rick are back together already. And then the CRM is looking for Rick again, and they're just going to absolutely take out all the soldiers there. That could be a stretch, but we'll just have to see. And then a little later in the trailer, we see another shot of a CRM helicopter just shooting missiles at a building. The CGI is looking pretty good so far, in my opinion. They have a huge budget for this show. I'm not sure the exact number, but I do recall a lot of YouTubers saying the budget was humongous for this show, which is awesome. Should be getting a lot of realistic CGI, which is great for this show, obviously. And then right after that, we get another scene with Michonne, where they are throwing this gas into a crowd of her people. And what's interesting about this gas is that I'm pretty sure it is the same thing that was used in The World Beyond, the spinoff. And what that gas basically did was it basically slowed the process of the infection and turning. So like say they were to shoot Michonne here, it would take her way longer to turn, and that would just allow them to kind of like take these people for test subjects and things like that. I obviously don't think Michonne's gonna die in this series, but maybe some of the other people here do, and we see them get taken away. Then to end the trailer, we get two awesome shots. The first one is of this CRM soldier walking from a truck or a helicopter, and the frame just kind of lingers on them. People have been debating who they think this is. Some people think it's Heath. Some people think it's Rick. I think it's Rick, obviously. I don't think we're going to see Heath ever again. There's a slight chance we could, but I don't think we're ever going to see him again. I mean, that was just kind of a loose end that we kind of just need to ignore and get over. But I've even seen videos where they brighten this up, and it's definitely Rick, in my opinion. And then lastly, we get the title card, and then Michonne looking up with kind of some wind blowing around her on her clothes. And I think this is the moment we're going to see Rick and Michonne reunite. From my perspective, it's definitely a helicopter that's blowing her clothes all around. That's the only thing that really makes sense. And she's just smiling like she knows that that's him. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us for the first video. We're going to try to do more content on this show as it releases. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Drop a follow, leave a comment, and just have a good day, guys. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.